Greetings, Ian from RTO. It's Sunday, but it's a very special Sunday. It's the second anniversary of the channel, and what I thought I'd do is do a top 20 videos that from the last. Well, the channel's 2 years old, but it's nearly 2.5 years worth of video. So the way I've done this, instead of just doing the first 20 watch things, because they'd all be from 2021, I thought I'd pick the top 6 from each of the years. So we got 2021s, 2022s, 2023s, and to make 20, I put into the mix the 2 most watched shorts that we started earlier this year. So basically it runs in the year thing. So the first 6 are all going to be the ones from 2023, then 2022 and 2021. It's logical that it's going to work that way because they've been up longer. So we'll start with number 20 with a retro ranking, and it went out on the 21st of February 2023, and it was the 20 bad Queen songs. That was a lot of fun. Mate, instead of picking my best ones, it was quite easy to pick the worst ones. 2 albums that were heavily featured: The Miracle and Hot Space, which Richard McCook and myself always have different opinions on, which is a great fun, where it's all done in good taste. He loves the album, I detest it. Talking of Richard, coming at number 19 is one of our collaborations, and today is also the first anniversary of Richard and I doing our collaborations. So 2 today. This one was the one that we did on the 29th of April 2023, and it was the Coronation Top 10. Now if you remember, we picked our top 10 songs with a royal title in the song, and pretty good. I forgot to tell you that 231 views of Queen. It's me gabbling on, and 246 people have already watched the top 10 Coronation. Now all these figures were up to yesterday at about 2 p.m. So coming in at number 18, and I think this is the most current one to make this list. It went out on the 3rd of May 2023, so it's not that long ago. It's a couple of weeks actually, and it was the David Bowie album ranking part 2, which was albums 13 to 1, and 250 people has watched that so far. Great show that was. Very hard one to do, ranking David Bowie albums. I think I got a bit of stick for putting certain albums certain places, but as always I say to people, you know, we all hear things differently. Just because it's lower down doesn't mean I don't like the album, but there you go. So number 17 is an album review from a new album review from the 10th of February, and it was Colour and Chaos by Uriah Heep. Big response to this one. Currently stands at 253. I don't think it'll get any higher, but 253 people watched the review. Number 16. Now, apart from Richard, I have done a couple of other collaborations with Joe Jamfrey, but on the 18th of February 2023, 3 of us did a collaboration about Mike Oldfield, and we did our favourite albums through the decades of Mike Oldfield. Really enjoyed this one. It was a good show. 254 people who watched that. My favourite part of that was apart from the actual conversation we had and talking about our favourite albums, was the intro I did. I had great fun doing that one. And the last one of the 2023, and so this is the most popular video so far, was another one I did with Richard, and this one was done on the 25th of March, and it was disappointing albums from our favourite bands. This was very popular, lots of comments, and 274 people have watched it so far. Okay, number 14, so we're now going into 2022. So we're going to start on the 17th of March of 2022. Now this was a very short video I did on the news of the new Def Leppard album that was coming out. It was the Halo one. 494, I was reading about it and I thought, right, I'll tell people, and 494 people watched it. So I do try and keep up with the latest gossip. So that starts the 2022. Okay, coming in at number 13 is from the 31st of May 2022. Now this was all part of last year's Platinum Jubilee celebrations for the late Queen, and I thought I'd find an artist that has released songs through the whole of her reign, and Cliff Richard. So this is a retro ranking on my top 20 songs by Cliff Richard. 507 people watched this, and I was quite shocked. I didn't expect that one to go well. I've always found the ones that I put out, I don't know if I should have done this one, have always done well. Funny that. When other YouTube creators will know this. You put something up and go, God, should I have done that? And then it turns out to be quite popular. So as I said at the top of the show, that I'd stuck in the top 2 shorts that I've done. So coming in number 12 is the second most popular short that I put up on the 10th of April 2023, and it was Foolish Behaviour, Rod Stewart, as a suggestion from Lee. I was talking about it one day. I was talking about this album, and he said how great it is, and I quite agree with him. So 561 people liked that one, and I was quite shocked. Now coming in at number 11. Now when I put this one out, I was a little bit worried that I don't think it'd get the views. I put it out on the 17th of January 2022. But Richard McCook, the wise man from Coleraine, well, Coleraine area, said that this one would do well. It was the Bay City Rollers album ranking, and 681 people have watched it, and it does still get viewed today. Not as much as it did when it came out, but it does still get viewed. So let's move into the top 10 now. And on the 28th of October, I reviewed a new album by Arena called The Theory of Molecular, and 724 people watched it, and most of them came in within the first 2 or 3 weeks. Absolutely amazing. Number 9, this one goes back to the February the 16th 2022, when I did, and I think this was an actual viewer's request, and it was for Yes album ranking, one that I thoroughly enjoy. Look out for a tier ranking of Yes in the next few months, because their new album's due out, so I'll be doing a tier ranking of Yes. And 803 people have watched it, and that is one that grows, and it's still going strong. People still watch that. Number 8. Now this is the most watched show of 2022, and it came out on the 12th of January, and it was the Uriah Heep studio album ranking. It's very popular. It still grows as we speak. It's one of the most popular videos, and 916 people have watched it so far, and that still grows. Okay, coming in at number 7, it's the most popular short that I put out, which was the 7th of March 2023, and I do believe it was the second one I put out. And 1,664 people have watched it. It's also the most popular short on TikTok that I've put out as well. So that was quite amazing. And that's why we are going through all the Jar albums, if you've noticed, on the shorts. So let's go to 2021, the first six months of the channel's existence. And to start off the 2021 was one that I put out on the 13th of October 2021, and it was the Slade album ranking. I'm talking of Slade, it sits here, so you can see what I've been listening to. Yeah, studio album ranking, pretty good. Enjoyed that one, and 2,501 people have watched it, and that one again regularly gets watched even to this day. Number 5 used to be in the top 3, but sort of has hung around, and I think this could actually go back into the top 3 because it still gets watched a lot. And that was from the 12th of June 2021. It's the Mike Oldfield album ranking. 3,117 views, and it's growing, because I think it will go back into the top 4, because the top number 4 was from the 5th of November 2021. Now this is the day that the new Jethro Tull single Shosanna Sleeping came out, and up to date 3,314 people have watched it. I don't think that one moves much now, so the Mike Oldfield is definitely closing the gap on Jethro Tull. So the top 3, now everyone knows the top 3 because we say it every week on the live stream. So number 3, of course, it was done on the 22nd of July 2021, and it's the Jethro Tull album ranking. It's amazing how many people still watch this. Talking to Jethro Tull, there is a tier ranking that could appear next week. I'm not quite sure. It depends if I get stuff done that I not want to get stuff. If I get time, this time next week we'll be doing Jethro Tull. So watch this space on the tier ranking. And up to date, and again this one that grows still, it's still watched a lot. It stands at 3,751 views. Number 2, and this is the most popular album artwork show that I ever did. I don't think nothing will top this one, I don't think, because I don't do them very often now. And that was from the 12th of August 2021, and it's Derek Riggs' Iron Maiden covers, and that currently stands at 3,896. Again, that goes up every week. Can't believe people are still watching these really old ones. Back in my infancy, back in my old place, back on the old camera. Oh, dearie me. But number 1, I think everybody knows this. It was the very first show, 14th of May 2021. It's Status Quo, and that currently stands at 6,640. Now this one is watched all the time. Some weeks there was a couple of times, I think during last year, that it topped the most views of a 28 day. I actually sat and watched it last night, and I wanted to put. You remember in the days of Doctor Who when you put your face behind when the scary bits come on? I was doing that last night. It was cringeworthy. I was a nervous wreck. And I want to know, how come people still want to watch this? But yeah, 6,640 of you have watched it so far, and it obviously is still very popular, even though it's probably one of the worst videos I ever made. Always the first one. That's something I might ask tonight of the panel. Can you remember how you felt about your first video you put on YouTube? Okay, that's all for this. I hope you've enjoyed this, going through a little bit of history of the channel. Tonight we have got a live stream at 7 PM, a birthday bash. If you could bring a pint and a sandwich or whatever. There's no sort of structure to it. It's just bang, see what happens. So that'll be 7 PM British Summer Time. I think it's 11 AM on the Pacific Coast, and I think 2 PM on the Eastern. And I know in the United States today is Mother's Day. So happy Mother's Day for you American mums. Okay, I will see you all tonight. Bye for now.